After a spin-off and a teaser, Mega Man Legends 2 is the first proper sequel to Mega Man Legends. And I gotta say, it makes a pretty good first impression. The story seems to take itself a lot more seriously than in the first game, which is a good thing for me, but I don't know if that's so much of a good thing for the fans of the series. See, even with a story that takes itself a little bit more seriously, this still wasn't really for me. It is still very much the same kind of thing the first game is, story-wise. There just seem to be a lot more stakes here. The main cast seems more directly motivated than in the first game. Mega Man and Roll have goals here, rather than just being kinda dragged into the story. But this comes at the cost of the overall more lighthearted tone of the first game. This is really a matter of taste, and while I am glad it is this way, I don't feel like I am the person that should be glad about the story in this game, seeing as I was never really going to like it. But there's a lot more to these games, like, for example, the combat. On a base level, the combat feels a lot better than in the original game, I think. The lock-on system is much improved, Mega Man doesn't really hiccup as much anymore when you try to move him during combat. It's more fluid, but the game seems to go for some kind of balance which I don't really feel was necessary. See, the first game could be broken pretty easily by good equipment, which you could get pretty reliably. But in this game, pretty much anything requires 2 random items from 2 random places. I legit couldn't get any single sub-weapon for most of the game. After all, it was my first playthrough. This means that I pretty much had to entirely rely on the Buster in this game, which just makes fights take a long time. The fears I had about the dungeon crawling in episode 1 also came true. While there's some nice visual design in some of the dungeons, the layouts themselves are really basic. There are some more interesting rooms with gimmicks here and there, but nothing on the level of the first game, which really wasn't that much anyway, but this feels more like Persona 4, if you know what I mean. Long hallways connecting to hallways connecting to hallways. Another point of contention is this game's structure. It's missing the connecting piece of the central town that Mega Man Legends had. The world in this game is split into different islands with their own characteristics. I think I prefer this approach overall, but I can see why someone would like to have a hub town of some sort. You know, I really didn't enjoy the aimless running around in the first game, and the town wasn't really the culprit of that, but it was the medium through which it was done. What that game really lacked was direction, and this game has a lot more of that. But somehow with all of these improvements, it doesn't really amount to that much of a better game. I think I like it more, but not that much. I feel like if the gameplay were further refined so that it actually feels good and not passable, and if they got some real level designers on the dungeons, I think this series could have gone somewhere, but as it stands, I guess this is where it ends. I would have liked to see more, but I'm not really that sad that this is the last one. In the end, I am giving this game a 5 out of 10 as well.